This is the 2024 Loncin GP 165R. In today's video, we're going to get into why this is the most underrated sports bike in Bangladesh. Loncin H-Power, a motorcycle manufacturer based in China, known for producing a wide range of motorcycles, ATVs, engines, and other motorized products. Established as part of Loncin Holdings, the company has built a solid reputation for producing affordable and reliable motorcycles, often focusing on small displacement bikes suitable for urban commuting and recreational use. Loncin has expanded its global reach, entering markets in Europe, North America, and Asia. The company is known for its partnerships with other major motorcycle and automotive brands, like producing engines for BMW, showcasing the brand's capability and quality standards. With its emphasis on affordability and reliability, Loncin H-Power caters to riders seeking dependable transportation solutions, and its focus on innovation has helped it to remain competitive in a fast-evolving industry. So the boys at Loncin developed the GP165 to cater to riders looking for an affordable, reliable and sporty motorcycle in the small displacement segment. This bike is part of Loncin's strategy to appeal to newer and younger riders, as well as those in urban areas and emerging markets where small bikes are popular for their practicality and low running costs. In essence, the GP165 reflects Loncin's mission to offer accessible, quality motorcycles that appeal to a broad range of riders, fitting urban, commuter and sport bike profiles while keeping costs down. The 2024 Loncin GP165 is a sporty motorcycle powered by a 165cc single-cylinder 4-stroke oil-cooled engine with balancing shafts. It produces a peak power output of around 14.8 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and a maximum torque of 13.5 Nm at 6,800 RPM, delivering solid acceleration and performance. The bike is equipped with a 6-speed transmission, an electric starter, and a CDI ignition system. Key features include a top speed of approximately 140 km an hour and a fuel economy around 35 km a litre, making it practical for both city and highway riding. Its build includes a 14-litre fuel tank, 780mm seat height and 155mm ground clearance, contributing to a balanced ride for most users. The GP165 is fitted with 110s at the front and 140 at the rear tubeless tyres, along with disc brakes on both ends, enhancing safety and grip on the road. Equipped with a front USD shock absorber and a mono rear shock absorber, allowing comfort on minor road bumps and enhancing the confidence on the turns. Its overall weight is about 156 kilos and it supports a maximum load of 150 kilos. I forgot to mention, this bike's got modified with the GP shift, so it's one up and the rest of the gears down, so it gives a proper added sports feeling to the bike. Look man, you're gonna find a better time to run across the shot. Obviously, I'd like to apologize because the bike is filthy. The person who owns this bike is always busy, so we couldn't really get around to getting the bike having a clean wash. And if you notice, the bike has a shark wrap on it because it might have had a few knocks and bruises. Like from what I know, a few months ago, this bike got into a little accident. It's nothing major that would affect the performance, but it really did affect the bodywork on the bike. But yeah, Hopping on the bike, it gives me that Bajaj engine feel where the more you twist, the more power it lets out due to the torque on this bike. The bike's got a reasonable amount of torque, and I mean the seat is a lot more comfortable than my Taro GP. And obviously that's not just to praise this bike, give credit to this bike for no reason, that's actual facts. If you've driven one of these bikes, you'll know what I'm on about. The seat is nice and soft. I think it'll be great for commuting as well as taking this out on the windy, twisty roads. And overall, I think the bike packs a punch. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've got a cold, so my voice might sound a little different. And obviously, because it's got the GP shift mod on it, where they basically turned the gear shifting upside down, it kind of does feel a bit confusing when I'm shifting. Normally I shift up to go to gear 4, now I've got to shift down to go to gear 4. So yeah, I mean, it's not too forward like you'd get in the R15 and the GSXR series. It's perfect. It's like the Taro GP where it's not really back braking. Why lie? It doesn't need no ABS. I mean, I think it would help in the rainy weathers, but on these dry roads, it's more than perfect. You can actually feel the suspension working as you're pressing onto the brake lever. Let's see how it copes with these bumps. No, it does fairly well, I'm surprised. Because as you guys know, on the Taro GP, it screams for help when you're going over these bumps. And obviously, because I just hopped onto this bike all of a sudden, I'm not used to the gear setup. It's got a MotoGP gear setup. And obviously, it might take a bit of getting used to. Yeah, and I was meant to mention this dash kind of look, the infotainment system. It looks kind of childish if you get where I'm coming from. Like it's got the cheap look on it. I mean the speedometer gives you the right amount of details. It's just the rev meter. It just looks kind of kiddish for me. Wow, this is one of those bikes I didn't expect what it's going to be like to ride. And to be honest, I'm kind of happy I got to ride this thing because it has got this certain little wow factor that I keep searching for in these bikes that I'm reviewing. And obviously you can't compare it to an R15 or a GSXR because their power output is completely different. Yes, the engine is probably bigger, the engine size is a lot bigger, but the power output on this thing is a lot lower than you get on the R15 and the GSXR. But this competes very well with the Taro GP. I'd say it's the best contender with the Taro GP because they fit in a perfect segment where it's like big bulky sports bikes, whereas the R15 and the GSXR are like small tiny sports bikes that pack a punch. That's why they're so popular. Whereas these bikes, you need to have a certain amount of strength to even operate these kind of motorbikes. Alright, so that's my test ride on this bike. Almost basically done. I've covered how it feels to ride, the comfort on it. And obviously the one thing that may bother some people is that the throttle is pretty hard to twist on. But that probably is because it adds to the extra effect of feeling like you're on a proper sports bike. And obviously we do not want to hit 100 kilometers here because obviously you see goats. The goats will come out and ruin my day. I'm not down for that. I mean, it does very well, man. This engine operates at a good power band with a 6-speed gearbox. I want to do a nice comparison video with this and the Taro GP because they fit in the perfect category. It's quite interesting riding this bike because I'm not used to the gearbox. But obviously, it's more than fun and it's so comfortable over the bumps, man. This will give a Taro GP a run for its money. I think the ride height is a bit higher than the Taro GP. Wow, the brakes, man, they feel good. Stock brakes that comes factory, they're just so good, man. You don't need any better than this. And obviously, if you're a newbie, then I suggest you to get like stronger brakes, ABS system. That's open throttle. It's got a better top speed and a better pickup than the Taro GP. The GP165 has several advantages and drawbacks. On the plus side, it offers a stylish, sporty design that appeals to younger riders and those looking for an affordable entry-level bike. With a 165cc engine producing around 14.8 horsepower, it provides decent performance for city commuting and light touring, while features like dual disc brakes and tubeless tyres enhance safety and control. However, the bike has limitations such as basic suspension and a lack of advanced features like ABS, which in some cases it might not be that necessary to have ABS, as it is good on the dry conditions, as you've seen in the test drive. Its carbureted fuel system in some markets falls behind the fuel efficiency seen in fuel-injected competitors. Overall, it's a solid choice for budget-conscious riders, but may feel limited for those seeking high-end features. In conclusion, I really like this bike. Sometimes it's not all about power, speed and looks. It's mainly about how it feels when you hop on these kind of little rockets, the feeling it gives to your stomach when you brave a turn at a certain speed, and overall how it makes you feel as a person riding or owning these bikes. Just like the Taro GP personally, which is a perfect contender for this bike, I think this bike has some unmistakable character and looks that would break necks due to its presence on the road, so I feel that it is fair to say this bike gets a whopping 8 out of 10 for looks, the feel and the ride. If you guys enjoyed this short in-depth review on the Loncin GP165R, please give this video a quick like, subscribe if you're new and share with your friends, as it will help me make more content for you guys in the future. Stay safe and I will catch you guys on the next ride.